Once again, a new episode, new journey, new stories, new learnings.
यार sort of ऐसा है कि ideal family where you know, okay, mom and dad are both in the service industry. So all you've seen since childhood is college khatam. You have to be in a corporate. You have to climb up the ladder. Intern से executive से manager, assistant manager, जो भी है. You have to just keep going, and you don't know when does it stop.
Yeah.
Because you're still seeing your parents working. So it has been that mindset since childhood that नहीं यार अपना कुछ तो करना है. We have to keep going. We can't stop. We don't have that leisure time. So I approached the very business that I stayed with, and I made like a 20-25 pager presentation, and not one, not two. I had literally 7 to 8 meetings with those business people, and I got the marketing job for their business. It is achievable. Oh, of course you have to give up on your sleep.
There are completely two different pictures. I'm hearing right now कि इधर job नहीं है, we are struggling. You are right in front of me saying that 5,000 is easily achievable.
Why fall into a template that somebody has created 5 years ago for people who were coming to Canada, or maybe 10 years ago people coming to Canada? जैसे कि I'm not putting these jobs down. मैं खुद भी कर सकता हूँ, मैं करूँगा अगर जरूरत पड़ेगी. But just working at Tim's, just working at Walmart, just doing a security job. Why this in a template कि किसी ने बताया है ये कर सकते हो? There are so many more things that you can do.
पेरेंट्स का लाड, घर का आराम छोड़कर पढ़ने आते हैं. स्कूल, घर, जॉब की जगलिंग में दिन बिताते हैं. डिटर्मिनेशन कुछ करने का रखता है मन को स्ट्रॉन्ग. तभी तो परदेश में भी ये अपने जलवे दिखाते हैं.
स्टूडेंट्स को जानते सब है, पर पहचानो मेरे यानी कि जयमिन के साथ शो आपनो गुजराती के स्पेशल सेगमेंट स्टूडेंट ऑफ द वीक पर.
10:04 and it's time for Student of the Week. Once again, a new episode, new journey, new stories, new learnings, and a lot of positivity. Why? Well, you gotta hear him out. आज के स्टूडेंट का नाम है अनिकेत, और कुछ महीने पहले वो कनाडा में लैंड हुआ, पर उसकी जर्नी कुछ डिफरेंट तरीके से शुरुआत हुई. यूजुअली वी फिनिश आवर 12th, वी फिनिश आवर कॉलेज, एंड वी ट्राई टू कम हियर फॉर द फर्दर स्टडी, या फिर परस्यू आगे करने के लिए. वेल पेड जॉब जब इंडिया में बैक होम होती है, इफ यू गो टू एनी सोशल मीडिया राइट नाउ, एंड इफ पीपल आर आस्किंग शुड वी कम और शुड दिस मनी इज इनफ, everybody will say, okay, you know what, just stay back, and you are earning very good money, and then just enjoy your time. But well paid job उधर छोड़ के इधर आकर as a student पढ़ाई करना, and then climbing the ladders, was it worth it, or is it worth it in fact? तो ये आज सबसे पहला सवाल यही बहुत सारे लोगों के दिमाग में है, पर आज उसका आंसर मिलने वाला है कि was it worth it. और इसके साथ साथ उसने बहुत सारी चीजें की, पर अल्टीमेटली होता यह है कि हम जब आगे बढ़ने की ट्राई करते हैं तो यूनिवर्स ट्राई टू थ्रो एवरी डिफरेंट स्टोन टुवर्ड्स अस, एंड वी ट्राई टू आइदर डक इट और वी जस्ट ग्रो विथ इट. तो यही सब चीजें आज हम जानेंगे अनिकेत के साथ. हाय अनिकेत, हाउ आर यू?
I'm alive, breathing fine, Jaymin. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure is all mine. I'm glad that you made it, because you had a long drive. You came all the way from London, Ontario. First of all, thank you so much for joining. So, when did you arrive in Canada? What was the college? What was that year? और थोड़ा कोर्स के बारे में.
So, I arrived in August 2022, towards the end of August. And my course was postgraduate degree in marketing management at Fanshawe College.
Okay.
It's a year-long course, but apparently gets done in 8 months.
Oh, that's very nice.
A lot of assignments, a lot of things to do with real-life clients, a lot of skills that you learn, a lot of tools that you learn that are up in the market right now, and are used on a daily basis in the marketing world.
I see.
And they get you ready for the real world outside, is what they say.
Very nice. So, was it your background back home? मतलब यही सब पढ़ाई करके आए थे, और what was it your interest to pursue?
So I began my career in media. I began my career as an assistant director at a TV show, and then public relations, media communications, advertising, marketing. This is what I've always been into. So I thought of doing a postgraduate degree, and also because I hadn't done it before. Like, I didn't have a postgraduate degree. I only had a degree in mass communication. So I thought, yeah.
Very good, very good. तो फिर and then जो सीखा इधर लग रहा है कि जो चीज़ें जो सॉफ्टवेयर्स or whatever you're mentioning, was it something extraordinary जो back home शायद यूज में नहीं आता and you kind of step ahead ऐसा कुछ हुआ लाइफ में?
Of course, the tools, the softwares, the platforms, the ways of how people are doing marketing here or maybe anywhere outside where I come from, you get a good glimpse, you get a good fact check that, okay, this is how things are working. And maybe you must be, years ahead or maybe years behind. But at the end of the day, what I gathered from this course or whatever I've learned so far is that you are going to deal with humans on day-to-day basis. And that is what is at the core of anything that you learn.
Exactly.
So I think, that's what I've learned more after this course.
यार अनिकेत, ये इतना पेशेंस स्मार्टनेस पहले से था ये कनाडा ने कुछ ऐसा किया जुलम तेरे पे? मतलब द वे यू आर साउंडिंग इट्स मच मोर मैच्योर्ड, जैसे कोई मैं ना यो 40 years एक्सपीरियंस लेके कोई बंदे के साथ बात कर रहा हूँ.
यार सॉर्ट ऑफ ऐसा है कि I was born and brought up in a family, ideal family where mom and dad are both in the service industry. So all you've seen since childhood is college khatam, you have to be in a corporate, you have to climb up the ladder, intern se executive se manager, assistant manager, jo bhi hai. You have to just keep going and you don't know when does it stop.
Yeah.
Because you're still seeing your parents working. So it has been that mindset since childhood that nahi yaar, अपना कुछ तो करना है, we have to keep going, we can't stop, we don't have that leisure time. So थोड़ा एक serious mode में चल रहा था life always. And which is why maybe वो थोड़ा सा एक है that I'm sounding a little mature. And because also I saw a lot, I've seen a lot in a small span of time, maybe a short span of time, maybe. So yes, it is.
तो क्या देखा? चलिए उस बात पे आते हैं. So how was your initial 1 month? How did you find a job? And then कौन सी चीजें आपने की? What were the learning? पहले तो मुझे 1, 2, 3 मुझे पता है you have done a lot things. Let's start with one. What did you do first?
So as soon as I landed, the first thing I promised myself was I will not do any odd jobs.
जैसे कि?
I won't work at a supermarket. I won't work in a restaurant. I won't work at any coffee shop. Was my decision to myself.
Why?
Because if you come with experience and also back home when I used to see my friends go abroad to pursue education and all of that, and they used to tell me, oh, I'm working at the restaurant, I'm working at this and that. I used to guide them that, bro, you have learned something back home, you have experience here. Why don't you use it? Like, channelize it. Maybe you're good with communication, do some customer service job. Maybe you're good with something, do this. Try to channelize what experience you have. But when I landed, first 10 days I went every single shop, every single supermarket, and I went to every single place that I could find a job at. The answer was simple. You're a student, right? You should find a part-time job. I was like, why is my student visa so important for a job? I'm bringing the skills to the table. I'm bringing that knowledge and experience. What do you need extra? Also, you're not a resident. That's what got a real life fact check to me. Ki, boss, you have to do something. You have to start from scratch. Varna tab tak I had this belief. No, you can do so much more. So yeah.
So what did you do first then?
I started with a cashier job.
Where?
At Loblaws. It's a supermarket here. And I was so nervous about this. Currency, it's so new. I don't know how to count those coins, those notes, those bills. But yeah.
You did it. And then next?
The next thing I did was I started with a moving job wherein I was helping people move, load, unload their belongings.
So you left Loblaws ki plus Loblaws plus. Okay.
Plus. You can't, that's one thing that you always need to have your foot in the door at any of the jobs that you're doing. You can't leave one and do another.
ठीक है. And how was that experience? कितने महीने किया?
It's still ongoing. In fact, right now it's my side hustle where I recruit students and freshers for the job, and I pay them more than the minimum wage.
Which is very nice.
Right.
Very nice. So then Loblaws, then moving down, what all things you did?
As I landed in Canada, I was staying in an Airbnb, and this is what I learned and noticed and observed, that rental businesses here are doing amazing. Housing rentals, which is why I thought I should approach a real estate company and pitch an idea, or maybe show them what I can bring to the table with their ongoing businesses. Because as we all know, or maybe most of us are aware, that we all are guided that if you're coming to Canada, use KJG, Facebook Marketplace, to find homes and this and that. But trust me, I did all my research, man, and I only came across scams. Give us $100, we'll show you the houses online, and you can pay the rest when you're landing, but you don't find the appropriate house. So I thought, why not do this? Let's approach a company, let's bring them social, digitally advance them, and then target the right audiences, bring them the right houses, and provide them affordable housing here. So I did that. So I approached the very business that I stayed with, and I made like a 20-25 pager presentation, and not one, not two. I had literally 7 to 8 meetings with those business people, and I got a job. I got the marketing job for their business.
How did you realize कि जो already business में है, within 1-2 months in the country, how did you realize कि ये gap है, and you were trying to fill up, or you were trying to guide them, जिनका खुद का business है 2 महीने में जो बंदा आके उनको guide करे? How did you realize how that thought started actually?
Most of the businesses here are literally running because there is demand. So for them to go digital or to go on social media, there's just no need. All they're doing is, okay, this is the need in the market, let's just provide it. And maybe use one tool or another just to be there on the platform. So I saw that's what is happening. Why are people going to Facebook Marketplace to look for houses? Why are people going to Kijiji? The interface of these platforms is okay, not that great. It's not even that intuitive. So I thought, why not create a community wherein we could just have people come in, ask for houses, and people who know about it, just let them know. And affordable houses, not even like lavish ones.
Correct.
So that's when I thought, let's do this. Let's target the right audiences and speak the story. If you want student housing, we provide you student housing. If you're a couple coming to Canada, then yes, we do have houses for that purpose. If you're coming with an entire family, yes, we do have houses for that purpose. So there was just a need to communicate this. And me coming from that background of communications and marketing, I thought I could be the best person to make them understand that this is what can be communicated.
Correct. So how was that experience? What did you do with them? And then if you can explain fast forward.
I marketed all of their properties. I took their business just from Airbnb to, social media and everything. At the same time, I also started managing these properties. Managing included not just this is what my understanding was. Managing a property means only welcoming guests and looking at the rooms if they're fine, well to do, and just keeping the property neat and tidy.
Correct.
To my realization and a real life fact that I had to not just keep these properties ready for people to stay, but like literally mop floors, clean sheets, clear snow, and do a lot more. Literally a handyman job. Fix bulbs, fix lights. I've even painted the houses.
And how many houses we are talking here?
We're talking about 8-10 properties. And I've literally painted an entire house. Something that I've never dreamt of in my wildest dreams. I still have paint on those clothes and I still wear them. It reminds me of what I used to be doing and what I do right now.
But then, it must have paid a good amount to you. What was it? And did that help you actually in a longer run?
To be very honest, initially it feels like, okay, you are a student. Making 3,000 is a big deal. Plus, not working at restaurants, which you always wanted. Not working at a supermarket. This is what you wanted, right? This is what you got. This is what you wished for. So initially, I was really happy that, okay, I found the thing that I really want to do. But as time passed, as I did these things that I never thought I would, that 3,000 made no sense. It didn't. The value just dropped. It was more about then just wanting to have a peaceful life, not wanting to do these things, and then just questioning each day, what am I doing? Why am I doing?
But how did you manage your time then? Did you buy a car? And yes, then
yes.
How?
So commuting in London anywhere is 40-45 minutes by bus, and this job demanded a car. My decision was very clear, not to buy a car coming to Canada because it's debt, of course, and you're already living the miser life here. So this job demanded a vehicle, and that's what I did. In the very third or the fourth month, I went for it. I got a Jetta 2015, nice mint condition. That too from a person I met at a Diwali party.
Good. So it's serving you well so far?
It is debt-free in just 6 months.
Wow.
So, yes, it is serving its purpose and
Very
also
nice.
cruising
nice.
really fine.
Buying a car and just paying it off, which is a beautiful thought. I'm sure your own experience have taught you this. But then how? 6 months mein, what amount you have paid?
I've paid $14,000 to that car.
If my math is good, almost 3,000 to 4,000 a month you tried to manage.
I tried to manage 2,000 each month until I was debt free, and a little bit of down payment, of course.
So you tried to manage to earn almost 3,000 to 4,000 a month.
That's right.
And then you paid your monthly cost, and still
the goal was 5,000 a month. I'm not even joking. The goal was As a student, it is achievable. Oh, of course you have to give up on your sleep, but it is achievable.
I mean, there are completely two different pictures. I'm hearing right now कि इधर job नहीं है, we are struggling, and you are right in front of me saying that 5,000 is easily achievable. What in the world we are living? What exactly you do that or people are not doing?
Jaymin, I really like this question because I'm not saying this is wrong what people are doing, but why fall into a template that somebody has created 5 years ago for people who were coming to Canada, or maybe 10 years ago people coming to Canada, that these are the only 4 things a student can do? Why? जैसे कि I'm not putting these jobs down. मैं खुद भी कर सकता हूँ, मैं करूँगा अगर ज़रूरत पड़ेगी. But just working at Tim's, just working at Walmart's, just doing a security job. Why these 3-4 jobs in a template कि किसी ने बताया है ये कर सकते हो? There are so many more things that you can do. And which is why coming to that point also, that I think you should work in your home country for at least a year. You need to be a little street smart. You need to have some sense कि मैं जाके कुछ कर सकता हूँ. On like the thing that you asked कि real estate कहाँ से आया दिमाग में in just first month.
Yeah.
आ गया वो एक था कि कुछ तो करना है. And you have to dream. If you don't dream about having something तो वो नहीं हो पाएगा. So you have to think away from the template. मत डालो अपने आप को template में.
Wow. But then Aniket, you also experienced a restaurant job. वो कैसा experience था? And then कहाँ तक चला? मुझे लग रहा है कि within 9 months, dude, you have done more than the things somebody will do in 10 years. So again, let's come to a restaurant, but then I'll go there.
Restaurant, because the previous job I had to quit because of bandwidth issues. Last semester वगैरह आ रहा था, so I had to find a job, which is why I was like, अब क्या करे. So the connections that I had built up in these couple of months, I started activating them, checking कि यार कुछ तो मिल जाए. So yes, I landed up at a restaurant, and this was a restaurant जहाँ पे I had gotten my housemate. He
Oh,
had
good.
just landed like in January. Sorry, January for the Jan intake. I just took him over there to actually get him a job. And I spoke on his behalf because his English thodi kachi thi. He couldn't speak that well. So all I did was I entered and I told the manager over there. I asked for a manager because you don't just go and drop your resumes. That doesn't work here. I asked for the manager. I met him and I told him that, you know what, this guy, he doesn't speak that well, but his food, the way he cooks is amazing. I think you should hire him. And I said a couple of more things. That guy got the job. The very same day he had an interview and everything done. I get a call in 1 week saying that this friend of mine who has gotten the job, he calls me. He's like, bro, the manager is looking for you because he said the guy who spoke to me that day was really amazing. I love the way he talks. Ask him if he wants to be a host. I was very fascinated. I was like, host? Nice. Now I'll wear suit boot and all, and I'll welcome people over there. I thought that was the kind of a job. You stand at the reception, tell them, okay, yes, sir, table's ready. You want to come seat? Yes, it was that job. Without the suit boot, without the blazer, without the sophistication that I thought it was. I started as a host at this really amazing franchise where also this was one of the restaurants where I came to London, Ontario the second week in downtown IC, and I'd be like, if I ever have to work, I'll work into this restaurant. Really nice, looks amazing. I started hosting. The first thing was greeting people, then showing them where they would seat. Now that was good. The part next that follows is once they order food, you help the servers to bring food at the table. You clear the mess after they're done eating. You pick up the plates. You take them back. It's basically Ramu Kaka or Chotu back home. You be like, Chotu jara fadka maar de. Chotu jara अच्छे से साफ करना. Chotu plate उठा. अरे खाना लाना किधर? Chotu इनको बिठा पहले. ये क्या कर रहा है? टाइम पास क्या कर रहा है? चल काम पे लग. It's just that in a very sophisticated language called host.
ठीक है, फिर वो जॉब ने आपको काफी एक्सपीरियंसेस दिए है. How many months you did, and then something happened. What was the day? What happened exactly?
I worked there for almost 2 months. And just in the second month, I was a little saturated, a little agitated over the fact that I have to do this. I have to pick up garbage. I have to do all of this. Couple of days, and I had to clean puke from the bathroom. Somebody puked after drinking a lot, and I had to clean it. Well, people are supportive and everything. They show you how to clean puke because then onwards, you have to do it by yourself. I did that. And I said, I don't want to be doing this anymore. And then वो मेरे behavior में दिखने लग गया कि okay, he इसको ये बता रहे तो ये बोल रहे नहीं, ये इसको वो बोल रहे नहीं. But he's doing everything. So nobody had complaints with what work I was doing. People had complaints with his attitude. Because they want you to listen to what they're saying. Ki do this, then you have to do this. If there's nothing to do around, they will still ask you to do. Why? Because you're being paid the minimum wage. And this is the answer. Why should I do this even if there are no people in the restaurant sitting, okay? So you have nothing to do, but you are on the clock. They will say, go, start wiping tables for no reason. Go, clear the windows for no reason. Maybe even if there are any things kept in at the bar, go clean the bottles. You have to be doing something. I said, no, man, this is not fair. I am doing what you told me on the first day of the job. And one fine day, I just said, no, boss, I'm already doing what I am told to. So you don't keep telling me again and again. It just feels very... if I take one round throughout the restaurant, he'll ask me, no, keep going around. And it's a big place. So I said, no. And this is what he said to me. My manager or supervisor, he said to me that, you know what? You're brown. We are immigrants and we are supposed to be doing this. Put your head down and keep working. Boss. Nah. ये नहीं सुन सकता था यार. ये नहीं सुन सकता था. And I was like, no, I won't. He got really mad at me. And like, I don't remember what happened later. This is what happened the next time. The next time I had somebody screaming at me. And all I said was, if you have a problem with me, go speak to my manager. In this very tone. The next day I was supposed to be fired. My owner tells me people have problems with you. Your attitude is not right. All I said was, I gave him my side of the story. I said, I'm doing my job A, B, C, D. There's nothing wrong. But my attitude you're talking about, just because I said, go speak to my manager. He said, I'm giving you another chance. And I'm really thankful. This guy, he's a very, very nice guy. The next day, he tells me, you want to be a server, right? Let's start your training. I said, no, I don't want to be a server. There's nothing wrong. Again, I am not putting any of these jobs wrong. But I am not wanting to set myself to do something like that. What do you want to be? I said, I want to be a manager. Okay, Monday onwards, your training starts. Now, I'm not just managing that one restaurant. I'm managing 2 of the branches. And I'm also in talks with one other restaurant to become a manager. In just 2 months. There are people who've been servers for ages. There are people working in the restaurant for years. There was no hate as such, no insecurity as such. Now that's there. But it is there. Can't help it. It is what it is.
Wow. But then, जहाँ से हमने इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट किया था अनिकेत, कि you had a well paid job. ऐसा नहीं था कि इससे ज़्यादा you cannot earn or तेरी ख्वाहिश नहीं थी. You can do everything, the way you are talking, the way you have progressed in your life. But then वो well paid, वो शेल में से बाहर निकल के वो थॉट करना कि मुझे कनाडा जाना है, वो भी स्टूडेंट वीज़ा पे, फिर इधर आके almost you have done everything, I would say. If you flash back in जरा जाओ हिस्ट्री में, तुम्हें लग रहा है कि तुम वहाँ पे जो धक्के खा रहे थे, अच्छा अमाउंट कमा रहे थे, काम कर रहे थे, compared to this life, which is better? You have to choose one.
I think life is better. Life is better. The way you treat your life or yourself, it gets better. वहाँ पे भी ऐसा नहीं था कि life was amazing. Back home also, you are struggling throughout. The number is never enough.
But see, the main purpose of you study well and then go into corporate, जो हमें again सिखाया गया, then everybody needs money to run their life and their family. But वो भी enough मिल रहा था, right, इधर. तो फिर then we have to compare that life versus this life. And
right.
I want the real
right.
answer. There must be something. The both cannot be great.
I think the life here has gotten the best out of me. The patience, the self-awareness, the things that I've never done before, even in my dreams that I did. The experiences. I've met the best of the best people, like angels, and I've met the worst nightmares of my life. I think this life is much, much better.
And
I would like to experience it more.
If I just, take you right now at that restaurant or the properties you were managing, the discussion with them, on that time were you feeling कि ये worth हो रहा है मेरी life के साथ?
Not at all. Not at all. That's the thing with circumstances. When circumstances are better, you feel good. You think that, okay, you're doing great now. Circumstances weren't great.
But you changed those, right?
You changed those. Yes, I changed those, worked on them, and I'm still working. It's never going to be enough is what I've learned even back home. It's never going to be enough. No amount of money is going to keep you happy. No amount of friends are going to keep you happy. It's just about keep going. What next?
Very nice. So you still work the restaurants. You still do your movers job. I mean, you provide the job to people. How people can reach out to you? If somebody's listening right now, if they are a student in the around London area, how do they reach out to you?
You can simply follow me on Instagram, and it's 9to5wala on Instagram. And you can just DM me that you're interested in doing these jobs. It's basically quick money in like 1 or 2 hours and more than your minimum wage. So if you're free, if you have that time, just send me a message you're interested.
Good. Fantastic. Before we close the interview, any suggestions for the students at last?
A main suggestion to every single person listening or even planning to come here: do not put yourself into a template. Create your own story, create your own experiences, and do not get distracted by the whims and fantasies around. Just don't get distracted. Everything will be prettier, beautiful, and the best when you want it to be. Just work for it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining here today. It was lovely hearing you.
Thank you so much for having me, Jaymin.
जिस तरह से अनिकेत ने उसकी लाइफ में प्रोग्रेस किया, it had ups and downs and I would say all type of experiences. पर नोटिस करने वाली बात क्या है इधर? If you are an international student, if you are planning to come here, and if you are listening or watching us here right now, see, he did the cashier job. He managed the properties, which I guess few years old in the country शायद ना कर पाए, क्योंकि वो thought process में जाना, PPT बनाना 2 महीने के अंदर, and then convince the investors to let him run the show. Third thing is working at the restaurants, finding a job. People started looking for him, started his own business, movers things. I can keep on counting. पर ये हो क्यों पाया? मतलब see, there are two pictures. इधर मैं जहाँ पर भी जा रहा हूँ मुझे लग रहा है कि लोगों को जॉब चाहिए, ये नहीं मिल रहा है, I'm not able to survive, I can't manage, I'm not able to cope up. ये सारी पोस्ट रियल है, कोई फेक नहीं कर रहा है फेसबुक पर या फिर कहीं पर जाके. But this is also a real story. When a person is finding 2, 3, 4, 5 things to do. He paid his car 14K in 6 months with all his expenses too. ऐसा नहीं कि कहीं और से पैसा आया है. And if you are saying कि आपको मिनिमम जॉब नहीं मिल रही है, मिनिमम वेज वाली, और ये बंदा इधर आके मुझे बोल रहा है कि 5,000 तो इजीली बना सकते हैं, तो बॉस, you need to work on something. I'm not saying that everybody is same, but at least if you can do 2,000, 3,000, which is also well paid, it's not a small amount. Keep trusting yourself. You can do it and have that confidence. Show start करने का intention ही यही था कि जहाँ पर भी आपके distractions है ना, वहाँ पे एक hope देने की जरूरत है, और वही hope मैं आज के एपिसोड से आपको देना चाहता हूँ. Once again, thank you so much, Aniket. Thank you for coming.
पेरेंट्स का लाड, घर का आराम छोड़कर पढ़ने आते हैं. स्कूल, घर, जॉब की जगलिंग में दिन बिताते हैं. डिटर्मिनेशन, कुछ करने का, रखता है मन को स्ट्रॉन्ग. तभी तो परदेश में भी ये अपने जलवे दिखाते हैं.
स्टूडेंट्स को जानते सब है, पर पहचानो मेरे यानी कि जयमिन के साथ. शो આપણો ગુજરાતી के स्पेशल सेगमेंट स्टूडेंट ऑफ द वीक पर.